Have you ever felt a persistent itch that made you wonder, what is my body trying to tell me? Maybe it's a small itch on your leg after a long day. Or an annoying sensation on your back that you just can't reach. When we're young, these things are easy to brush off, a dab of lotion, a shrug, and it's done. But as we age, our bodies start sending subtler signals, not through loud shouts, but through tiny whispers, a fleeting ache, lingering fatigue, or just a seemingly meaningless itch. Most people chalk it up to dry skin, the weather, or a passing irritation that'll go away on its own. But hold on a second and hear me out. The truth might shock you. Where that itch appears on your body isn't random. It could be a key unlocking serious health issues lurking silently, quietly shortening your lifespan without you even knowing. That's right. An itch you might dismiss in a heartbeat could be a red flag your body's waving to warn you. I'm not here to scare you. I want you to get curious. To listen. I used to think itching was no big deal until I saw my grandmother, a healthy, vibrant woman, constantly scratching her legs. She laughed and said, "Oh, it's just old, dry skin." But then the doctor found her circulation wasn't what it used to be. That was the moment it hit me. Our bodies don't lie. They're just waiting for us to pay attention. In this video, I'm going to reveal 4 specific itchy spots on the aging body, places where an itch isn't just an itch, but a warning bell. This isn't superstition or old tales my grandma told by the fire. These are real findings from doctors and researchers who've spent years studying how our bodies speak as the years pile on. From tired legs to an aching back to a stressed scalp, each itchy spot tells a story, a clue about your health. And I promise you, this isn't a video you'll watch and forget. Don't take your eyes off the screen. Because by the end, you'll not only recognize these signs but know exactly what to do to protect your health, to live longer, stronger, and happier. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, do it now and turn on the bell. Trust me, you won't want to miss these secrets. I've seen too many people ignore these little signals, only to regret it when things get serious. But today, you've got a chance to change that. Join me on this journey. Let's uncover how your body whispers. And more importantly, how we respond. Are you ready? Let me take you to the first itchy spot, a place most of us overlook, but one that might be a cry for help from your body's second heart. Don't go anywhere. We're starting right now. Part 1. Itching in the lower legs, a cry for circulation. Let's start with a spot most of us tend to ignore, the lower legs. Have you ever felt a strange itch on your calves, ankles, or even your feet? No rash, no redness, no obvious reason? I bet a lot of us would think, oh, it's just dry skin, or old age. What's new? But pause for a moment and picture this. Your legs are like a long highway, and your blood is the traffic flowing through it. When there's a jam, or in other words, when blood isn't reaching your legs properly, things start to go haywire. Your skin gets dry, sensitive, and then, bam, the itch shows up like an uninvited guest. This isn't just about annoying itching. It could be a sign of something bigger, poor circulation. What doctors call peripheral artery disease. When blood can't reach those tiny vessels in your legs, your skin isn't nourished, and it starts calling for help by itching. I once knew an older friend. Let's call him Nam. He was over 70. Loved watching TV all day, barely moved, and then he started complaining about itchy legs, especially at night. Probably just dry skin, he said, slathering on lotion like it was a magic fix. But the lotion didn't help, and he kept scratching until he couldn't sleep. Me? I'm the opposite. I love my morning walks, even just 15 minutes around the park. And thankfully, I've never had to deal with that weird itch. What do doctors say about this? They tell us poor circulation doesn't stop at itching. When blood isn't flowing well, your leg muscles start to weaken, like a machine running low on oil. Scarier still, it puts pressure on your heart. It has to work harder to pump blood back up. And if you let this go on, the risk of stroke or heart disease creeps up quietly. I read a study once. They called the legs the second heart because they help push blood back to the rest of your body. If that second heart gets tired, your whole system suffers. Sounds frightening, right? But here's the good news. You can totally turn it around. Don't worry. You don't need to run marathons or buy fancy gear. Little things can save your legs and your heart. Try a short walk. Just 10 minutes around the house is enough. When you're watching TV, prop your feet up on a pillow, simple but effective. Drink plenty of water to keep your blood flowing smoothly. And if you're up for something fun, grab a pair of compression socks, they hug your legs just right. Helping blood move like a silent sidekick. I saw a friend start walking daily after I told her about NOM, and in just a few weeks, she said, the itching's gone like magic. See, your body always gives you a chance to fix things, if you're willing to listen. If you're nodding because this feels familiar, maybe you or a loved one have had itchy lower legs without knowing why. Drop a number 1 foot in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And don't go anywhere, because the next itchy spot is even more surprising, a place you'd least expect. But one that might be a whisper from your body's most vital organs. Stick with me. Part 2. Itching on the upper back, a call from liver and kidneys. Next, let's move to another area, the upper or mid-back, where an itch might be a warning from deep inside. Have you ever felt that sensation? A spot on your back itching like crazy. But no matter how you twist or grab a back scratcher, you can't reach it? I know that feeling. It's maddening. We usually think, oh, my shirt's rubbing, or dry skin itches. No surprise. But picture this. Your body's like a house, and your back is the main wall. If that wall starts creaking, something inside might be off. Experts have found that persistent itching here isn't just skin deep. It can sometimes be a cry for help from two of our quietest friends, the liver and kidneys. The liver and kidneys, these silent heroes, work tirelessly to filter toxins from your blood, keeping your body in balance. But when they're tired, when they struggle, maybe from age, diet, or too many meds, those unfiltered toxins build up. And guess where they go? They don't stay quiet, they rise to your skin, irritating sensitive nerves, especially in your back where there's a dense network of nerve endings. The result? A stubborn itch. No clear cause, no rash, but enough to drive you up the wall. I remember Ms. Lan, an old neighbor of mine. She was over 60, always complaining of fatigue, slight swelling in her legs, and constant back itching, especially at night. She switched soaps, slathered on lotion, even tried folk remedies like rubbing leaves. But nothing worked. I looked at her and thought, something's not right. Me? I'm different. I always remind myself to drink enough water, eat clean, and skip the fried stuff to keep my liver and kidneys happy. Once, I read that when these organs struggle, your skin might be the first to speak up, and the back is one of the hot spots. I asked a doctor friend about it, and he said, if your back itches with no obvious reason, no rash, no allergy, don't brush it off. It could mean your body's overloaded. After that, I started paying more attention whenever I felt tired or ate poorly. I'd wonder, is my back itching? Luckily, it hasn't, but I know not everyone's that fortunate. So if your back's itching and you don't know why, don't ignore it. Your body's trying to tell you something. The good news? You don't have to play guessing games. A simple blood test can give you answers. Check if your liver and kidneys are doing okay. I saw a friend get tested after months of back itching. Turns out her kidneys needed urgent care. But don't panic, you can act today. Cut back on fried foods. Drink more water. I keep a bottle with me as a little habit. If you're on a lot of meds, ask your doctor if they're taxing your liver or kidneys. Sometimes a tweak makes all the difference. That's how I keep my body balanced. And I hope you'll give it a shot too. Do you recognize this sign? Has your back ever itched without a clue why? Drop a number 2 feet in the comments to let me know. I'd love to hear your story. And don't go anywhere, because the next itchy spot will surprise you even more, a place where itching might be a bell ringing from your mind and emotions. Stay with me. We're diving in right now. Part 3. Itching on the scalp or neck, when stress speaks. Now, let's shift to a more sensitive area, the scalp and neck, where an itch might be a wake-up call from your nervous system. Have you ever felt a tingle on your scalp or an odd sensation running down the back of your neck? I bet most of us would think, probably dandruff, or new shampoos not agreeing with me. But what if you check and there's no dandruff, no rash, no obvious sign? Then what? A lot of older folks think it's no big deal. But I want you to pause and imagine this. Your body's like an orchestra. And your scalp and neck are the most delicate strings. When life stresses you out, those strings start vibrating, not with sound, but with mysterious itches. I've been there, a time when stress hit me hard. Work was a mess, family needed me, everything piled up like a storm. And then, my scalp started itching nonstop, not an allergy itch, but a deep, nagging one, like someone tapping every hair. I switched shampoos, tried the pricey stuff, but no dice, it stuck around, especially on nights I couldn't sleep. Then one day, I stepped outside for a walk, just 10 minutes breathing fresh air, and to my surprise, it faded. I thought, what's going on? Then I read a study. As we age, our bodies struggle more with stress. Cortisol, that hormone that spikes when you're anxious, builds up, tickling the sensitive nerves in your scalp and neck, turning them into a megaphone for stress. It's not just me, a friend of mine, let's call him Hung, went through it too. He's over 60, freshly retired, and suddenly felt lost. No schedule, no clear goals. He was stressed without even realizing it. Then his neck started itching constantly. He scratched until it was red. But it wouldn't stop. Must be the weather, he said. But I looked at him and thought, this isn't weather, it's your mind crying out. One day, I suggested he try gardening, just a few pots on his balcony. He laughed, called me weird, but gave it a go. Weeks later, he called me. You were right, the itching's gone. Turns out, tending to soil and leaves gave his mind a break, and his body stopped complaining. Scientists say as we age, our nervous system gets overwhelmed more easily. Instead of calming down after a tough day, your body stays on low alert, and your scalp and neck feel it first. I dug deeper once. Some studies even link itching here to early signs of nerve fatigue. Even memory issues if ignored. Scary, right? But here's the good part. You can soothe it. If you notice itching there, try relaxing, play a favorite song, chat with a friend, or just sit still and breathe deep. For me, whenever my scalp itches, I tell myself, okay, slow down, and it really works. Have you ever had an itchy scalp or neck with no clue why? Or maybe you've noticed you're more stressed than usual? Share with me in the comments with a number 3 feed. I'd love to hear your story. And don't go anywhere, because the last itchy spot will catch you off guard. A place where itching might mean you're neglecting yourself. Stay with me. We're moving on right now. Part 4. Itching on the chest or belly, nutrition calling out. Finally, let's focus on an area few suspect, the chest and belly. A spot that seems like just an outer layer but mirrors your inner health. Have you ever felt an itch on your chest or a light itch spreading across your belly? No rash, no clear reason? I bet many would think, maybe my shirt's too tight, or my skin's just sensitive. But imagine this. Your body's a machine, and your chest and belly are the control panel when a light flickers. Like an itch, the machine might be low on fuel. Itching here isn't just skin deep, it could be your body crying out for nutrients. Especially things like vitamin B12, zinc, or good fats we often overlook. I saw it firsthand with Mrs. Wah, someone I know. She's over 70, lives alone, and slowly lost interest in cooking. She ate less, sticking to dry bread and canned soup, convenient, sure, but hardly nourishing. Then she started itching on her chest constantly, not an allergy itch, but a dull, persistent one. Worse at night. Must be old age thinning my skin, she said, rubbing on cream, but it didn't help. I watched her and thought, this isn't skin, it's her body speaking. Me? I try to add greens and a few walnuts to my meals daily. Not only tasty, but my skin's healthier, and I've got more energy. Turns out Mrs. Wah isn't rare. As we age, our digestion slows, not soaking up nutrients like it used to. The result? Dry, itchy skin, plus fading energy and memory. Doctors say the chest and belly are prime signal zones when you're low on nutrients. Packed with nerves and blood vessels. I read an article once. They said missing B12 or zinc can make your skin rebel. Not to mention weaken muscles and fog your mind. The scary part? You might not lose weight or feel hungry, but your body's still quietly starving for what it needs. I chatted with a nutritionist friend once. She said, eating isn't just to fill you up, it's to feed every cell. That stuck with me. Now every meal, I add some color, a tomato, a few almonds, or a spoonful of yogurt. And you know what? I feel different, no itching, no fatigue, and a clearer head. The best part? You can fix this easily. No need to overhaul your life. Just small steps. Add a boiled egg to breakfast, a handful of berries for dessert, or even a quality vitamin if you're busy. I saw a friend try it, after a month of belly itching. He took my advice and added fish and greens. 2 weeks later, he texted, "You were right, it's gone." See, your body doesn't ask for much, just listen and give it some good fuel. If you spot this sign, itching chest or belly with no clue why, don't ignore it. It's your chance to care for yourself. Not just today, but for years ahead. Do you recognize this? Ever had an itchy chest or belly and wondered why? Let me know with a number 4 feet in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And don't go anywhere, because the conclusion's coming up. It'll tie it all together and show how these itches are a call to live better. Stay with me, we're almost there. So, we've explored 4 mysterious itchy spots. Lower legs crying out for circulation. The back whispering about weary liver and kidneys. The scalp reflecting waves of hidden stress. And the chest and belly gently nudging you about missing nutrients. See, your body doesn't scream. It doesn't bang on the door or sound an alarm. It whispers, soft but persistent, and these itches are how it talks to you. I believe every sign isn't a warning to fear, but a doorway, a chance to step in and care for yourself. To live not just longer, but stronger, happier, and fuller. Think about it. Every itch on your legs is an invite to get up. Walk a bit, let your blood flow and your heart breathe. Every back itch reminds you to sip more water. Skip the fried stuff. Give your liver and kidneys a break. A tingling scalp? Your body's saying slow down. Play some music, or just sit still to calm your mind. And when your chest or belly speaks, it's time for an egg. A few walnuts, small gifts to yourself. I used to think these were too simple to matter. But then I saw my grandma, with just a little walking and better eating. She glowed again. You don't need to do it all at once. Just start with one thing. Today, don't let these whispers turn into loud cries. You've got the power to act now. I once heard a saying, your body's the home you live in your whole life. Care for it like you'd care for someone you love. What did you take from this video? Maybe how to hear your body, or just the idea of adding some greens to dinner. Whatever it is, hold it close and try it, not because I said so, but because you deserve your best life. Today, I challenge you to one small thing. Walk for 5 minutes. Drink a glass of water, or just breathe deep and smile. You'll be amazed how it shifts you. How do you feel after this journey? Drop a comment with one thing you learned or a small change you'll try, whether it's number 1, 2, 3, or 4. I can't wait to read it. If this video touched you, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. We've got more to explore together. Thanks for being here, for listening, and for choosing to care for yourself. See you in the next video, where we keep the journey to live well and live happy going.